Okay, tonight we keep reading Jane Doe and the Cradle of All Worlds. We are up to the chapter called Hidden Things and Puppet Strings. Come, Winifred says, striding across the room to the cabinet. It is time to leave. Oh, now it's time. Right after you tell me I have the future of a bloody island resting on my shoulders. An island filled with people who hate my guts. In a word, yes. I plunge my bare feet back into my squelchy boots. Okay, but you better tell me the rest of the story before we get back to the square. You say the Hollows took us in because they owed you. Fine, but that doesn't explain why you handed us over. We're not going back to the square. Winifred opens a small cupboard set into the base of the cabinet, pulls out a brick-sized bundle of black cloth and stuffs it into her cloak. Eric came to several minutes ago. At this very moment, he is breaking into the museum with 7 armed and very dangerous men. How can you possibly know that? And what was that thing? What did you just put in your... I'm cut off by a distant crack, a gunshot, far away but close enough to fill my stomach with butterflies. No, bees, wasps, horned wasps with dirty great stingers. Uh-oh. Never mind, Winifred says. Everything is proceeding as planned. She heads for the study door, closes it, locks us inside. Wait! I thought you said we were leaving. We are. Back to the cabinet now. Winifred leads a ceramic vase to the side and click, the massive painting of a cave-riddled canyon swings open. There's a set of spiral stairs behind it, a secret passage. Now, put the key in your pocket and don't forget the snacks. You must be famished. She picks up a lantern. You must leave the dirty clothes. No, you may leave the dirty clothes. I take the key from the desk and tuck it into one of my pockets, then stuff the dates and a chunk of bread from the rucksack into another. What about weapons? Excuse me? You've got one, right? That black bundle you pulled from the cupboard. I should get one too. I could take that sword there, or the crossbow. You know the laws, Winifred says. You enter the manor at will. You enter the manor unarmed. You enter the manor alone. I don't even get a knife. I don't even get an answer. She just holds open the painting and nods at the stairwell beyond. Where does it lead anyway? I ask, ducking inside. Down to the catacombs. Trust me, Jane. Move quickly. Move quietly. Winifred carefully pulls the painting shut behind us. Her lantern fills the cramped stairwell with a golden glow. The steps are old, the stone worn smooth. We move single file, Winifred taking the lead, twisting down, down, down. So, I almost whisper, the future of Blue Haven's resting on my shoulders, huh? That was just an expression, right? Like, the world is your clam or whatever. The world is your oyster, Jane. And no, it was not an expression. I told you earlier today that every person on this island was in danger. That danger has not yet passed. Of course it hasn't, I mumble. The wasps swarm and sting. 2 years after you and John came to Blue Haven, 2 years to the day, I discovered a chamber hidden beneath the catacombs. In this chamber, I found an old ancient hieroglyph painted onto the wall, the symbol from the key. I take the key from my pocket, turn it over in my hand. I couldn't believe it, Winifred continues. After all my years of fruitless research, there it was, right beneath my feet. It had been down there, lying in wait, in secret since the beginning, long before my ancestors came to the island. But what does it mean? Again, the only person who can answer that is your father, but I was drawn to the symbol on the wall, Jane. I touched it, and I was granted a vision. Images flashed before my eyes. I saw every event leading to this day, this very moment. Me delivering you and John to the Hollows the next morning, the attempts made on your lives thereafter, the fisherfolk chasing you around White Rock Cove this morning, the cage, Eric raising that infernal knife on the sacred stairs, Violet coming to your rescue, your father dashing up the stairs cloaked in red, you setting off for the hidden gateway, a second entrance to the manor. It is down there, Jane, in the chamber, waiting for you. The quake tonight has cleared the way. Wait a second, you're saying you handed us over to the Hollows because a creepy symbol on the wall told you to? You sound like a crazy person. You know that, right? I've been called worse. I mean, a vision? How is that even possible? The makers, Winifred says, a hush of reverence in her voice. I should have known that she'd say that. Po, Aris, Nabukai, the gatekeeper, the builder and the scribe, the three gods who supposedly built the manor. I still don't get how Nabukai, the scribe, seer of all things, the symbol was painted in his blood. Oh, okay, I say. Seer's blood. Well, that makes perfect sense. How else could I have known to lay the fishing net in that precise spot along White Rock today? That Eric would try to sacrifice you, that witnessing your father in such mortal danger would make you cause the greatest quake Bluehaven has ever seen. I freeze. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Winifred stops a few steps down, turns around. Her scars and wrinkles look garish in the shifting lantern light. When I caused the quake, you said I wasn't cursed. I don't think you are, but you clearly share a connection with the quakes. My bloody handprint on the sacred stairs, the stone like shattered glass. The first quake struck when you fell through the gateway, Jane. It stopped when you stopped crying. This afternoon there was a tremor when you fell into the water. It subsided when you drew your first breath. The quake that occurred during the festival started when I saw Dad in trouble and turned positively chaotic the moment your blood hit the sacred stairs. It only stopped when I reunited you with a key. But why? What's the key got to do with it? I don't know, Jane. The point is, I believe the quakes occur whenever you are frightened, whenever you truly fear for your life or the lives of those you love. But most of the quakes happen at night. And how do you sleep, Jane? Peacefully? You rarely did as a baby. The wasps drop dead. Okay, so I have nightmares, a lot of them. And that's normal, right? Everyone gets them. But anyway, I've been in danger plenty of times and nothing's happened. Today wasn't exactly my first run-in with the fisher folk. Because fear has become second nature to you, Jane. With all of the torment you have endured on this island, fearing for your life has become commonplace. You feel fear, yes, but I believe the quakes do not occur in these moments because you have learned to manage it. It is only when you lose control, when you are at your most vulnerable, that something snaps. A second gunshot rumbles through the stairwell like rolling thunder, closer than before. The study door's been blasted open. I can hear Atlas shouting orders, a flurry of footsteps and other muffled voices. Winifred just raises her eyebrows. Told you so. Okay, I whisper. Let's say your creepy visions were real and I really do have crazy quake powers. Why would you want to trigger them? If everything you're saying is true, then you still had a choice, right? You could have ignored the visions. You could have let us stay here with you 12 years ago. You could have not slipped the photo through my window this morning and leave you to the half-life you've been stuck in all these years. If it means my dad stayed safe, then yes, none of this would have happened. I wouldn't have been paraded through the festival. Bluehaven wouldn't be, broken. And Dad, my throat tightens. Dad would still be here. I had no choice, Winifred says, placing a steady hand on my shoulder. Terrible but necessary, remember? I haven't been shown every piece of the puzzle, far from it, but I have seen enough. The symbol was a message from the makers, Jane, a warning from the gods themselves. Something happened to you and John inside the manor. What, I do not know. But the key, the quakes, the manor's reawakening, these things are all connected. How? Why? That is precisely what you must find out. Winifred's grip tightens on my shoulder. This is your story, your adventure. You must enter the manor and find your father. Only then will the mysteries unravel. Only then will your destiny become clear. I wish I could say Winifred's words are bouncing right off me, but I can already feel the invisible thread, steel severed from Dad, beginning to change. It's fraying, multiplying, morphing into something else. A tangle of puppet strings knotting around my ankles and wrists, tying a noose around my neck. If what she says is true, though, maybe the puppet strings have been there all along. Maybe everything really has been building to this.